Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining me here at the Microsoft GameStack Theater. My name is Arik Cohen. I am a program manager on the PlayFab team, and I'm here to kind of help you on how you can use leaderboards inside your game, how you can use some of the new leaderboard functionality of PlayFab, and how you can really use leaderboards as the initial social engagement inside your game. When we take a look at the PlayFab LiveOps platform, and if you've walked around the GameStack booth here, you've seen all the different things that PlayFab can offer. Today we're really going to focus on the entrance of multiplayer, right? The very basics of multiplayer, of starting out and really keeping track of how your players are doing against each other, and the way you do that is via a set of leaderboards. So we're going to focus on that. If you had a chance to see my colleague Chris Palmer earlier today, or I believe he's also speaking a little bit later about some of the other multiplayer functionality, the multiplayer servers, and a new PlayFab Party service, which are also great services in order to be able to create a rich multiplayer experience inside your game. Here we're going to focus on leaderboards. Why? Because leaderboards are the original social integration. It is the first and easiest way for you to integrate a set of people to have that experience that wants them to keep coming back to reach for the top. The very first leaderboard integration, and if we take a look at it, it was a global leaderboard. The very first leaderboard was Space Invaders, right? So 1978 was the very first leaderboard that got integrated into a game, and it was in the arcade. It caused people to come back and try to get to the top. Now, it was wonderful from that perspective. It created an environment where you got pride from being at the top of the list, but it was struggling also there because there was only a limited amount of spots at the top of the list. If you weren't one of the top 10 players, you never saw your initials get to the top. So how do you get yourself in, and how in your games do you kind of group your players in ways that more and more of your players feel good about the area that they're competing in, and that they are really great engagers in of your game? Not all of your best engaged players and your best monetized players are going to be at the top of your global leaderboard. So you want to make sure that you have experiences that really highlight for them ways to make it a better and more personal experience. So we're going to walk through how do you create a bucketized leaderboard or a filtered leaderboard where you can start breaking them down into smaller groups. Now, you may do that by what region they're coming from, or you may, what we see more and more, especially in mobile, is breaking you down into small groups of 25, 50, 100 players, where those are the ones that you're competing with that are at around the same skill level and that have the ability, that everyone feels they have the ability to rise to the top. You can also do it by group. If you take a look at it as you start having clan or group experiences in your game, here's an example from Age of Empires Castle Siege, where now the scores are not just the personal scores, but it's the score of the group that the person's associated with. And how do you create that relationship and that feeling of the community inside the game? So I am contributing to my clan's success inside that game. And here, an example from Idle Miner Tycoon is the social integration. So take a look at how you're doing compared to your friends and family. Now, whether you're using Xbox Live to do that, you're using Facebook as your social, or you're using your own friends list using PlayFab features, you can create a rich experience there where it's, again, targeted only to the set of players that they feel comfortable with. They can rise to the set and have the bragging rights inside their group of friends. Now, all of those are things that you would do kind of on an ongoing basis, right? These are ways of filtering your players and doing that in the base game. The next place that you'd look to do it is in your live ops. If you've been listening to all the other talks here from PlayFab members at the theater, then you've heard a lot about how you can do different types of events in live ops. And when you start doing that, you can start seeing great experiences that you can build on top of that. For example, a Microsoft game called Wordament, the game itself is a leaderboard, right? So every 2 minutes you're playing a new game, and you can see what your leaderboard and your success criteria at the end of every single game. All the people that are concurrently playing, how are they doing against that? You can do things like leagues, where you group people into by skill level, and at the end of the league time, at the end of the week, you graduate people up, or you move people down. Kind of like the old school soccer, in which case I used an example from Stickman Soccer, a customer of PlayFab that does league-based games and league-based leaderboards. You can also see tournament-based leaderboards. So here we have an example of Tap Cats, where they have a weekly tournament. And as you achieve those challenges, at the end of the tournament, they give additional rewards to the people at the top, and you can see why you want to continue moving forward. This is a very cheap and easy way to do live ops, where you have a tournament that kind of runs on an ongoing basis. It doesn't have to have additional programming and meta, but it's one that you can basically use that leaderboard to help drive that behavior, and you can reach back out to the players at the end of the tournament, say, hey, come back, better luck next time if you haven't succeeded, and reward the players that are that were the most engaged at that period of time. Another place that you'll see it is kind of a live ability to kind of influence the behavior. So you'll see this actually with Mixer. So Mixer is using the PlayFab leaderboards to show in the hype zone who is it that is being the most successful in those games at that point in time. So this is a way to kind of boost your engagement inside the live operations that you're doing. If you wanted to get started with PlayFab leaderboards, what do you need to do? There's really only 3 steps that you're going to have to do in order to get leaderboards embedded into your game. The first step is to configure your leaderboards, configure your statistics. Second step, you're going to have to set some statistic values. You're going to have to say what the score is. You're going to have to give the idea of what that user has accomplished. And last, you're going to have to display and get the leaderboard. What do all of those things look like? Well, creating the statistic and creating the definition is very straightforward. You can go into PlayFab, go into leaderboards, you can create a new leaderboard, you can set the order that you want it to sort by, you can decide whether this is an aggregating leaderboard or one that always keeps track of your max score, right? Or maybe it's your minimum score, because it's a time-based game and shorter time is better. Then you need to set your statistics. There, if you use the new Entity Statistics API, you basically just go ahead and call update statistics, pass along which player you're setting it for, or which entity you're setting it for, whether it's a player or a group, doesn't matter. Players, characters, groups, you can use the same APIs and the same surface area across all of those, and then you set the statistic value. Along with the statistic value, one of the things that we let you do is capture metadata. Why is that important? You want to be able to get a more personalized experience that shows what happened when that statistic happened. When that statistic was granted and when that leaderboard entry was happening, why would that be better? Some best practices to look at when you're updating your statistics. You want to set your statistics from the server side. You don't want to allow a player to cheat and be able to submit the request. By default, all of the policies are set that using PlayFab statistics, you need to do it from a server side, and then you can validate that it is the most accurate. If you're setting multiple statistics, like, hey, I want to keep track of number of games played, plus number of games won, plus what their score was in this game, and I want to update all of those, update them all in one call. You'll get the concurrency on your leaderboards much faster, and it'll be much more efficient for your players. Then you need to fetch your leaderboard. There's a bunch of different ways that you can go fetch your leaderboard, but fundamentally, you're going to go call one of the get leaderboard APIs. In this case, I'm showing get leaderboard around entity, and that's interesting because you want to show the experience around what that player has, right? You don't want to show the top 10 list, the top 10 players if that player is in spot 342. You want to show the 5 players in front of them, the 5 players behind them, so that they know what is the next step that they have to move up against. So you really want to have an experience that is targeted and relevant to the player. You want to show the people at the top of the list, you want to give those people bragging rights, but you want to give your player an opportunity to see how they can move themselves up and see how easy it is for them to increase their reputation in the game community. You also want to utilize the metadata as much as possible, whether that's showing a display name and avatar of every member on that is doing that, or something that is specific to that particular gameplay. Hey, which car were they driving when they were racing around the track? What was the winning hand in poker that they played? Store that information on the statistic, and you can make your leaderboards much more engaging and gain some knowledge around what are the things that are driving people to the top. What if we want to do a more advanced scenario? That just kind of walked through, hey, I'm just going to do a basic leaderboard. What if we want to do something like a bucketized leaderboard, where I want to actually capture, as my players come in, I want to assign them to a particular bucket. I want to have groups of 5, and I'm going to take you 5 over here and you 5 over here. As you play, I'm going to put you, and you're only competing with those people. How would we do that? Well, it's the same steps. We just add one additional step into the bucketized leaderboard, which is figuring out which bucket you should be in. So from a configuration perspective, we now do 2 statistics. First, we do a statistic to figure out which is your bucket, right? So this is a statistic that I'm never going to actually show the leaderboard on, but it's one that I'm going to generate what order you came in on. If I wanted to do a league-based model where I wanted to have gold, silver, bronze, I could create multiple of these, or I could in fact use child leaderboards on the main bucket in order to gather which ranking you're going to be on each of those. And then I want to have my bucketized leaderboard itself. Here we have new dynamically created child leaderboards. So I have my stars earned in this particular case, and I can set how many people can be in a bucket. In this case, it's 25. And I'm going to be able to dynamically create those on the fly. So if the first bucket is bucket 1, when player number 26 shows up, I immediately create bucket 2. When player 1 millionth shows up, we create the appropriate bucket there. Then I have to go and ask and assign the bucket. So in the demo I'm about to show you, we kind of calculate that via Azure Functions and the Azure Cloud Script. But here, let me kind of walk you through what the logic of that looks like. First, you go and update that bucket statistic, exactly like we did an update before. Then you go and get the leaderboard around that player. You're going to get the rank of that player on that leaderboard. So that tells you, hey, you're the 75th person to try to get into a bucket. And when I have that 75th person getting into that bucket, I can go and now do some simple calculation based on the bucket size and decide which bucket they need to be on. Remember how I mentioned that you can store additional metadata on that statistic? Well, it's just as simple here. We're going to actually update back that bucket metadata, that bucket statistic value, with the metadata around which bucket number they are particularly in. For every one of those, we're going to set the statistic value to be 1, right? So initially, so that they're all coming in, and the order is defined by first in was the first one. So if in a tie of rank, the first value in wins. Great. So now we have the statistic value. We now know what the bucket is. Now we've set those. When we set the statistic, we have to pass along also the bucket. So this looks exactly like the update statistics that we did on the basic one, with one slight addition. We also add in the child which bucket they're in, right? So when you're setting the statistic, you say, hey, this is match found, and then you say which child does it go to. The child leaderboard here is the bucketized leaderboard that you're going to display to your customers to your players inside the game. When we take a look at that, the bucketized leaderboards, the call to go get the leaderboard. In this case, since we've created a constrained leaderboard, I probably don't need to do the leaderboard around the entity. I have a small enough group of people in this leaderboard that I'm going to be able to show the bulk of them at that point in time. So I'm calling the get leaderboard call. I'm asking again for the statistic, and now I'm asking for the bucket as well, right? So the child name that's associated with that statistic is that bucket that you've assigned that player to. It's just that simple to get started with PlayFab leaderboards and to integrate them into your game. Let's take a look at how these bucketized leaderboards would work in action. So what you have here is a demo app that I've created using our new bucketized leaderboards. On the left is actually a leaderboard. I said you'd never do a leaderboard of the bucket. This is actually all the players that have registered in the game, and as they're created, we create a bucket for them. So I'm taking a look at all the different players in bucket 3. When I select them, I log in as them. And on the right, this is a very simple game. I'm just trying to match, find the 2 matching icons. In this case, it's this one. You'll notice that when Daniel85 did it, it took him 9.5 seconds, and we stored the metadata of which was the one that they matched on, so that you can have a richer experience in that leaderboard experience as well. And in this case, we have filled up, right? We have 5 people already in bucket 3. What happens when I add a new player? So I'm going to go generate a name, Isabella 0. She gets put into bucket 4. And when I do that, I can go set her statistic. the statistic gets updated, and she gets entered into that. I can go add a bunch more players here. So as I add an additional player, Abigail, and she was really quick, so she moves to the top of that leaderboard. We're going to let Alexander not succeed. Maybe he's not going to play right now, but he's going to come back and still be in that bucket. James here is... It's always good when I'm trying to do matching while on stage. And now I'm going to add one more. We filled out, so if I look at bucket 4, and now I can fill up bucket 4, Daniel will be done here. And now I'm going to go start filling bucket 5. And it's the logic of deciding which bucket happens right now at player creation. Depending on your game, you may want to do that when they enter an event, when they have created their first statistic value, and that's the way you fill. But the basic logic is exactly the same. You create your statistic definition and your leaderboard definition, then you go and assign them to a bucket, then you go set their statistic value when they succeeded in playing your game, and then you get your leaderboard and display it. So it's just that simple to get started with PlayFab leaderboards. It's just that simple to use leaderboards as a social engagement inside your game to get players to keep coming back and to get players to want to get to the top of their particular leaderboard. You want to give them a great experience, and you want to make sure, it did not go back to slides, so we will make it go back to slides. But not like that. So you've seen now how we get leaderboards to the top. If you have any more questions about leaderboards, I'm happy to take it over in the Live Ops Services booth. You can find out a lot more about all the multiplayer server offerings from PlayFab and all the things that you need in order to great Live Ops experience inside your game here at the Microsoft GameStack booth. Looking forward to seeing the types of games that you guys will build. Thanks.